Dear FYC community, my name is Paulina Bounds, and I would like to teach a special topic class of English 1102 concerned with stories told in the South, a familiar place for most of the students in the class. This class will challenge the students to think about the issues in their writing through the perspective of literature by analyzing literary short stories and narratives told by real people in the linguistic atlas of the Gulf states. Finally, they will compare both types of stories, not only in their content and issues, but also in their written and spoken medium. This will be a conscious effort to acknowledge, understand, and use spoken and written languages to further students' knowledge in recognizing and implementing them in an appropriate context. This way, the resources used will be explicitly connected and exploited for pedagogical use of teaching writing. The short stories that I will use are taken mostly from the anthology The Literature of the American South and were written after World War II. The reason for this time frame is that the recordings from the Linguistic Atlas of the Gulf States, or LAGS, used in the second part of the semester were recording focusing on people from the same generation. This way, their comparison will be an equal one. In their first paper, the students will analyze one or more short stories from the anthology. They will find a relevant theme or social issue that is portrayed in them. They will use multiple techniques from writing analytically to obtain as much evidence as possible and discover patterns in the material. In this case, the emphasis will be put on recognizing themes important to the students and present in the literature from the South, as well as focusing on the intricacies of written language used in the short stories. In Paper 2, the students will listen to short segments of narratives told by informants from LAGS. They will choose one or more that they want to work on, and through group work they will transcribe them. The sheer task of transcription, each student will be responsible for a few minutes of transcription, will be discussed and explored to make the students aware of the difference between spoken and written language. Once transcribed, the narratives will be analyzed for themes that the students will explore in their papers. This way, they will be able to explore the topics important to real people in the South, and they will consciously analyze spoken language used in those narratives. Paper 3 will be a synergy of the two previous projects and will have a multimodal component to it. In this paper, the students will compare the themes of stories told in both the literature and real-life narratives. They will not be confined to the stories that they already analyzed. What they will aim to portray through the analysis is a bigger picture of the stories in the South. They will look for common themes as well as differences between those two mediums. Moreover, this project's multimodal component will involve the students recording themselves, reading their paper, and adding a visual part made out of pictures and clips of videos in order to create a video podcast like the one you're watching right now. They will also be able to incorporate videos relevant to their topics. For example, Southern writers commenting on their reasons to write.
The temperament to make art comes from some sort of feeling of exile.
George Garrett said once we were a race of talkers.
My dad was a great storyteller.
I didn't think people like me could be a writer.
I had no other talents.
I also wanted to be a Major League Baseball pitcher, but it didn't take me too long to realize that I had a little more chance as a writer.
I have implemented such a component in my other classes, and the students' experiences and opinions of it have been positive. Namely, such a component brings the essay alive because it allows to add another layer of meaning through visual and sound effects. Moreover, they will also submit a written version of this paper, which will help them to exercise the lessons that we learned about the appropriateness for spoken and written register. This class will be centered on the stories told in the American South. However, this topic will also be used to teach writing because the comparison of written and spoken narratives will be used as scaffolding for a discussion about the usage of language in the students' own writing. Also, the last multimodal project will allow them not only to explore the literature in the context of real people from the South, but I also direct them in language use in their own writing to further their command of standard American English. I'm really excited about a chance to teach such a course in which I can combine my expertise in linguistics, work on the Linguistic Atlas project, and love for the South. Below, you will find the syllabus, paper prompts, and bibliography for the proposed course. Thank you for listening.